Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something that affects almost everyone in the UK, the job market. Whether you're looking for your first job, trying to change careers, or just trying to make ends meet, you've probably noticed that something feels really off. You apply for hundreds of jobs, maybe get a few automated rejections, and if you're lucky, an interview that leads nowhere. The process feels endless, unfair, and exhausting. So why is the UK job market so broken? Let's break it down and figure out what's really going on. Let's start with pay. Over the past decade, wages have barely moved, especially when you compare them to how much everything else costs. Prices for rent, food, transport, and energy have shot up, but salaries haven't kept pace. People are technically earning more money on paper, but when you factor in inflation, they're actually earning less in real terms than they did years ago. It's no wonder so many people feel like they're working harder but getting nowhere. Even in industries that used to offer stability, pay just doesn't stretch far enough anymore. Then there's job security. More employers are offering temporary contracts, zero-hour positions, or gig-style work instead of proper, full-time roles. This kind of flexibility works great for companies, but for workers, it's a nightmare. You never know how many hours you'll get next week or how long your job will last. You can't plan your future, can't get a mortgage, and can barely build savings. It's an incredibly stressful way to live, especially when most of these roles don't come with benefits like paid holidays or sick leave. Another huge issue is the mismatch between skills and jobs. Employers keep saying there's a shortage of skilled workers, but at the same time, thousands of qualified people are unemployed or underemployed. The system connecting workers to jobs just doesn't work properly. Companies want candidates with years of experience, but they don't want to provide any training. Job seekers are told to upskill, but that often means paying for expensive courses or taking time off work, something many people simply can't afford. It's a cycle that traps people where they are. Graduates are facing a particularly tough reality. The UK pumps out hundreds of thousands of university graduates every year, but there just aren't enough suitable jobs waiting for them. Many end up in roles that don't require a degree, earning barely above minimum wage. There's nothing wrong with any kind of honest work, but when you've spent tens of thousands of pounds on tuition fees and loans, you expect better prospects. For a lot of young people, it feels like the system promised one thing and delivered another. Then there's the job application process itself, which might be one of the most frustrating experiences anyone can go through. You spend hours perfecting your CV and cover letter, only for your application to be scanned by an automated system that filters you out based on keywords. Even if you make it through to the next stage, you might face multiple rounds of interviews, assessments, and tasks, all unpaid, of course, only to be ghosted at the end. The process is dehumanizing and leaves people feeling powerless. It's no wonder so many job seekers say they feel burnt out before they even get hired. And let's not forget the unrealistic expectations employers often have. They want someone who's young but experienced, confident but humble, innovative but obedient, and willing to work long hours for little pay because it's a great opportunity. Companies often talk about passion and culture fit, but what they really mean is they want someone who will do more work for less money without complaining. It's a system designed to favor employers, not workers. Brexit has also made things worse. When the UK left the European Union, it lost access to a massive pool of workers who filled key roles in industries like healthcare, hospitality, construction, and agriculture. The government claimed this would open more jobs for British workers, but in reality, many of these positions are still unfilled. Immigration rules have tightened, and employers are struggling to find people willing to take on difficult or low-paid work. The result is staff shortages, burnout for those still in the job, and rising prices for everyone else. Technology adds another layer of complexity. Automation and artificial intelligence are transforming the workplace faster than most people can keep up with. Machines and software can now perform many of the routine tasks humans used to do, which sounds efficient until you realize it means fewer available jobs for real people. While some new tech jobs are being created, they often require advanced skills or qualifications that many workers don't have. The education system hasn't kept up, so people are being left behind in a world that's changing too quickly. Another major issue is regional inequality. The UK job market isn't evenly distributed. London and the South East have far more opportunities than the rest of the country, especially in high-paying sectors like finance, tech, and media. Meanwhile, towns and cities in the north, in Wales, and in parts of Scotland have been left behind. Many of these areas relied on manufacturing or heavy industry, which disappeared decades ago and never came back. The government's levelling up promises haven't delivered meaningful change yet. So people either move away, leaving their hometowns struggling, or they settle for low-paid work with no future. Let's talk about the emotional toll all of this takes. Even people who do have jobs are struggling. Long hours, constant pressure, and fear of losing your role have become normal. Burnout is on the rise, and mental health problems linked to work are more common than ever. Companies love to talk about work-life balance and well-being, but many of them don't back it up with real action. Hybrid work was supposed to help, but now some employers are forcing everyone back into the office, often without better pay or benefits. It feels like progress keeps getting rolled back. Younger workers are facing the hardest environment in decades. They're entering the job market at a time of rising costs, stagnant wages, and limited opportunities. Home ownership feels like an impossible dream, and even saving for the future is tough when most of your income goes to rent and bills. It's easy for older generations to say just work hard and you'll get there, but the system today doesn't reward hard work the way it used to. The problem isn't that young people are lazy, it's that the structure of the job market has changed in ways that make success harder to achieve. So who's responsible for all this? The truth is, it's not just one group. It's a mix of government policies, corporate decisions, and cultural attitudes that have all combined to create a broken system. Governments have failed to invest in skills, education, and regional growth. Companies have prioritized profits over people, treating workers as disposable. And society as a whole has internalized the idea that your job defines your worth, even when the system is rigged against you. But it doesn't have to stay this way. There are signs of hope. Some companies are experimenting with shorter work weeks, better pay, and more flexible arrangements. Younger workers are pushing back, demanding fair treatment, transparency, and purpose from their employers. People are becoming more vocal about bad practices, using social media to hold companies accountable. The conversation around what work should look like is changing slowly, but it's happening. The truth is, the UK job market is broken, but that doesn't mean it's beyond repair. What's needed is a complete rethink, fair wages that actually match the cost of living, investment in real training and education, and a recruitment process that treats people like humans, not data points. We need policies that value workers, not just shareholders. A healthy job market isn't about filling vacancies, it's about giving people the chance to live stable, meaningful lives. If you're someone who's been struggling to find work or feeling stuck in a system that doesn't reward your effort, remember this: you're not the problem. The system needs fixing. And the more people talk about it, the more pressure there will be to change it. Thanks for watching. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and leave a comment about your own experience with the UK job market. Your voice matters, and together we can keep this conversation going. See you in the next one.